Hey everybody, hope y'all all been doing well. Y'all gonna see me again in the same clothes. I'm making more videos while I can, trying to get ahead. I go back to work. So I want to jump in and continue on in chapter 8 of Genesis. So I am actually going to read it. This is a very short chapter, okay? So it ended with Noah being put up in the ark, right? So we're going to continue. They've been in the ark for a little while. So it said, but God remembered Noah and all the beasts and all the livestock that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind blow over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the windows of the heaven were closed. The rain from the heavens was restrained, and the waters receded from the earth continually. At the end of 150 days, the water had abated, and in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat, A-R-A-R-A-T. And the waters continued to abate until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark that he had made and sent forth a raven. It went to and fro until the waters were dried up from the earth. Then he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters had subsided from the face of the ground. But the dove found no place to set her foot, and she returned to him to the ark, for the waters were still on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her and brought her into the ark with him. He waited another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came back to him in the evening, and behold, in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So no one knew that the waters had subsided from the earth. Then he waited another 7 days and sent forth the dove, and she did not return to him any more. So in the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. In the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth had dried out. Then God said to Noah, go out from the ark, you and your wife and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing that is with you of all flesh, birds, and animal, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, that they may swarm on the earth and be fruitful and multiply on the earth. So Noah went out, and his sons and his wife and sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every bird, everything that moves on the earth, went out by families from the ark. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And when the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma, the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground because of man, for the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I ever again strike down every living creature as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. You guys, look at the clouds behind my head. What do y'all see? You see how I say in my videos about God being with you, especially when you speak in the word? I don't know, I just see light and all kind of things going on in there. I just had to stop and share that part too. So let's move on to the story. So remember I told y'all in the last video, I wasn't sure. I was thinking it was like 100 days they were on the ark, but it's not. I'm going back and reading this, y'all, and it said that Noah was 600 when the flood started. And in here it says in verse 13, in the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month. So before it said he was 500, and it was the 2nd month, 17th day. Sorry, y'all. Hang on a second. I gotta pick in my throat. So it looks like they were actually on the ark for like a year, y'all. I think I totally got that wrong. But you see how I said I'm not perfect? I'm man. I make mistakes. So you should always go check your facts for yourself. This is just confirmation right there. But can you imagine? I'm just realizing I was fussing about the 100 days. Can you imagine? They were on there a whole year. It looks like they were on there a whole year. Again, if I'm calculating this wrong, if anybody knows any better, y'all let me know whatever y'all come out with this when you read it. But I mean, he just talks about how many days it was on, like how many days it rained, and then how long it took. I think it was like 150 days for the water to subside. Okay. And then after that, Noah had to randomly send out a dove to go and check for civilization, for like life coming back, like trees growing. And apparently he did have a window in the ark, because it says he sent the dove out from the window. And I don't know if y'all know, but doves are like signs of peace, right? And it was a dove that was used to send out to go pluck. And he came back, y'all, again, with an olive from an olive tree. So symbolism again here, y'all. Olives, olive trees, and doves are very symbolic in the Bible. That is what the dove came back with, and showed that life was beginning again. And they opened the ark and went out. Okay, I just thought that was really, really good for y'all to hear. And let's see. So I want to touch on the part where God makes a covenant with Noah after that. I mean, this is the other parts was just explaining them getting out the ark and everything. It says that Noah built an altar to the Lord and took some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird. So remember, I told you God did the first blood sacrifice by covering Adam and Eve with animal skins. So here you see Noah is doing the first of man, doing the first covenant and atonement and all of the things with God. He built an altar, and he did burnt offerings to the Lord with the animals. So burnt offerings from here on are very important throughout the Bible. In the Old Testament, you will see coming up on how important that is when they get out of Egypt and all the things. Okay, this is just further down. I don't know how much y'all know about the Bible, of Old Testament stuff, of how things happened. But burnt offerings are very important, and it's a level of atonement and things like that. So, and it said that when the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma. So when you use the clean animals, it gives a very pleasing aroma to God. So I even like wrote down something about that, and it said that unclean animals equal unclean smells, and it's not pleasing to the Lord. So I wrote that, and then like the clean animals. So the definition of a clean animal is things that God will consider permissible for consumption and sacrifice, like your cattle, sheep, certain birds, and fish. But the word itself, the word clean itself, is tahar in Hebrew, and it means a state of purity, both physically and spiritually. So that's why it's always a young, like 1-year-old animal or whatever. It's before it's tainted. Think about us, same thing as a child. They're innocent, right? They're pure. Just like the animals, that's the clean and purity. Is they're not physically and spiritually tainted yet. Okay, so you will notice, like I said, later on, that all the sacrifices tend to be very young, like up to a year of an animal for sacrifice before the Lord. I hope I explained this right. I may have messed it up a little bit. If you have any questions, I can dig a little bit deeper into that, but I just wanted to share that part for y'all. And then it says that the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground because of man. So remember, in the beginning, he cursed the ground, right? He cursed and put thorns and said, you will have to toil and work in the ground. He said that to them in the beginning. So he's saying, I won't curse the ground again because of man. He's even acknowledging that even from your very youth, you're evil. So if he goes by that, then he have to continue eliminating, right, all the time, because evil is upon us. And so remember, again, too, I also said he knew that evil was going to come back before he did it. So I also wrote in, off of my notes, I want to add in a part that I wrote, and I put, God cursed the ground because of Adam and Eve's lack of spiritual maturity. They were adults, but were spiritually immature. Spiritual maturity is not dictated by your age. Here God says he will no longer curse the ground because of man, for the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. God will later redeem this curse with the blood of Jesus. He is the one clean, pleasing aroma to God. And we are now covered in his blood, which makes us smell pleasing to the Lord, giving us access to go before him. We know